Clemson Tigers. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, can't wait to get this one started. BYU ready to put a foot to it and get this game going. And he takes this from inside the 5. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. So Clemson's offense will get first crack at it here. And what a performance this guy turned in last week. Spectacular in every aspect of the game, Jesse.
Well, I know one thing for sure. The quarterback is going to be looking his way early in this one. When you have a game like he did last time, your quarterback, you all of a sudden move up in priority in the pecking order for the guy throwing the football. So it's not going to surprise me.
He's got it on the outside. He's going to be out of bounds, but not before he gets it to midfield.
How about it, RD? What a start. You want to come out and say, I'm going to be aggressive. We're going to take shots. We're going to make big plays. Look no further than the first play of the game. What a start.
He makes the stop almost as soon as he catches it, and they're short of the first down. Guys, let's chat a little bit about Clemson. We're at the halfway point of the season. They're sitting atop the rankings. How hard is it to maintain that focus as the season goes along?
It's really tough, and that's one thing.
Oh, he's got some space. And he'll finish the run in the end zone. Touchdown, Clemson.
This offense is so good. Man, they can hurt you in so many different ways, and they do it so quick, so explosive. They can put small drives together, big drives together. They've really had a great year, and that's why they're a top 10 offense.
Fielded in the end zone, it's Moffitt. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. The Cougars offense will take the field for the first time. And they are coming off a sensational performance led by this quarterback who's hoping he can build on things, Jesse.
Well, I know, having played the position, when you have a big game, you just can't wait to get back out there again and build on that performance. David, last time out, he was making the right reads. He showed off his arm talent. He had this offense moving up and down the field and finding the end zone, and you know he's excited to take on this defense today.
Yeah, and talking to the defensive coordinators coming in this football game, like, they're not going to do what happened last week. Like, you can't sit back and make the coverages easy for him to diagnose. He'll pick you apart like he did last week. Look for some change-ups and some curveballs for this defense.
Good job running that route to get past the sticks because he got nothing after the catch. The offense lines up at the 41 with a 1st and 10. Use the play fake, now to throw. Fires to the right. Pulls it in. And he's brought down after a nice gain. The Cougars will have it 1st and 10. Out of the gun to give to the back. You'll take 4 yards on 1st down every time, 2nd and 6. This crowd bringing the energy and noise early. Back to pass on 2nd down. Fires toward the end zone. Touchdown, BYU! They won it all, and that is exactly what they got. The extra point here would tie the game.
One of the areas they really focused on with this receiver in the offseason was we need you to make more plays for us in the end zone. When we're taking shots, we need you to be able to step up and make tough catches. And David, what a grab right there.
And I think a lot of that has to do with trusting your guy, knowing where he's going to be, knowing when he's going to sit down, when he's not. So being on the same page, and then having a guy that can go get it. Just when the ball is near him, he's going to make the play, just like he did right there for 6 points.
Off the play fake on 1st down. He slings it deep to the left. He's got it along the sideline. Finds some room. Slippery slide. Find his way and ran away from the crowd into the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers.
You know, oftentimes in college football, the best offenses are the ones that can create explosive plays, just like you saw right there. They're top 10 in the nation in points per game because they don't have to drive the field. They've got dudes scattered all over this offense that can take it the distance on any given play.
The BYU offense headed back out to go on the attack. This feels like one of those games you might have to answer every score. Already down 14-7. On the ground, it's Hicks. That hole closed quickly, a pickup of 1 to the 15.
And you want to run the football. That's okay. You'll take some of these. But if they start to add up down the road, obviously, you might want to think about airing out a little bit.
Second down, they'll go to the air. Catch in the middle, it's Akers. And the defense jumps on it, they get that turnover.
Well, the quarterback got it to his receiver quickly and gave him an opportunity to make a few moves after the catch, but he's got to do a better job with ball security that time. That is a costly fumble.
Throws for the end zone. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces second down.
I know the offense came into this game expecting to have some success throwing the football, and right after getting a takeaway right outside of the red zone, they try to do just that. The one-on-one matchups are going to be there in this game. That time, though, the defense did a better job making a play, forcing the incompletion.
Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face third down. And now this offense will try to figure out a way to move the chains after that second down incompletion. Rushes on him. That pass not close as he got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up fourth down. He wants to change this route. On fourth down, they'll throw for it. Under fire. Gets drilled as he throws. The big pressure on fourth down, and they'll get it back. BYU has it back. The Cougars ready to get into that playbook. Ball security always paramount. That football must be riveted to your rib cage, Jesse, and it wasn't last time.
And look, he knows that that happens again. He's going to find himself on the sideline. So this is going to be a dude very motivated to make some plays on this drive.
Yeah, and I think it's frustrating, but you got to put it behind you. You got to move on. And this offense has to go through him anyways. You got to be able to run the football and have some balance.
He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
Well, they're trying to run the football there, just nowhere to go. They got dominated up front point of attack.
Beneath the shadow of Howard's Rock, Death Valley is rocking, trying to help the Tigers on third down. Trying to pick up the first out of the backfield. He ended up going backwards on the play, and they will not convert that third down. His first one of the day gave that leg a workout 5 times in last week's victory. He was working his way on the return toward midfield. They'll stop him at the 46. First snap of this drive will come from the 46. Off the play fake on first down to throw. He's going for it all. And incomplete on the deep ball.
And that's okay. The offense coordinator is not upset because, listen, quarterback decision-making, find your guys, find your matchups. He's made big plays already. He's already put up a game.
There he goes. He'll be forced out of bounds. Big pickup on the play, and they'll mark him down at the 28. They'll start this one from the 29 on first down. To the air on first down. Caught. Dragged down, but they'll move the sticks for a first down. Clemson is quick to the line. Might be calling a hot route. They'll throw it from the red zone. And he fires a dirt ball. Man, oh man, would he like to have that pass back. They come to the line with a minute to play in the opening quarter.
Yeah, I don't know if the quarterback got confused on first down. He might have thought the defense was going to be in man coverage that time, but they were in zone. They fooled him and just didn't seem like he had his eyes in the right place, was forcing that ball to his intended target. The window way too small. The guy was not open, so that didn't have that chance to be complete.
Safe completion on the screen. They'll stop him just short of the first down marker on the screen. Can the D deny them on second and goal? Looking to fire. The sweet feet keeping the play alive. He just tossed that one out of bounds. You avoid the sack, you avoid the turnover. You've got more plays here on third down.
Well, they're trying to get the quarterback out on the perimeter to see if they can find something in the end zone, but nothing there. So the QB here doing a nice job with his decision-making. You throw it away, you live to play another down. Third down coming up here.
And he'll step into the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers.
And that's what makes this quarterback so dangerous, fellas. He can hurt you throwing the ball, but man, is he ever dangerous and explosive with his feet. You have got to be able to get this guy on the ground. If you don't, he has got way too much wiggle and speed. You saw it right there.
He'll bring it out. It's Moffitt. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. The BYU offense headed back out to go on the attack. They really didn't move the ball at all the last time they had it, hoping for better fortune this time around. He wastes no time and comes out throwing. Here's a heat. And the pressure gets him back at the 8-yard line. If you plan to deal with the Tigers, you better be able to handle their defensive front. They have a whole legacy of this dating back to the fridge, William Perry.
Big old legacy, and it seems like every year they rotate so many guys that are so highly recruited, so good. Just great players. They're always big and strong and fast and physical, and they get after your quarterback.
While we're only through one, these quarterbacks have been lighting up their stat line. Just about ready to get things started here in the second. We'll see if they continue to flex that muscle. So they go back to work after the break, and it is third down. Here's the handoff. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play.
And I think a lot of people are going to look at that drive, and first of all, the drive was awful. They're all going to look at the drive and say it was awful. But how about the giving up on third down? I mean, you got third and long.
Here they come, and they got him in the end zone for a safety.
Well, the defense could smell blood in the water in that situation, and a great job pursuing, getting to the football, showing you all of that athleticism they have, and they come away with the safety.
Clemson has their paws on it, and they'll send out the offense. They unleashed an aerial assault last time that took them right to the end zone, David.
So, Reese, with that drive, I think you've accomplished something you wanted to accomplish. Make this defense think. You put them back on their heels. Now, shoot, Palmer, you might be able to slip a few runs in on this drive to really jack them up.
Yeah, I like that idea, but I also like the fact...
Breaks into the open. And he's loose, and he'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Clemson. They've got the lead and trying to put this one in a hammerlock here in Week 10. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Boys, expect the unexpected in college football, and for some, this update could fall under that category. Marshall was anything but dominant, but the Thundering Herd are going to leave this stadium today winners. A lot to work on, no question, but they avoid one in the L column. Never a dull moment when it comes to football in the Fun Belt, and that certainly held true again today.
Kevin, thanks a lot for that one. Sounds as if they had a good one there. Didn't pick up a lot there, moved it forward just a few. Here comes the offense on second down. Back to pass. Oh, they're after him. The sure hands, it's Akers. Across the 50 and down and out of bounds at the 44. A good pickup on that one. Offense threatening at the 45-yard line on 1st and 10. Looking to throw on first down. Finds the tight end. He steps out of bounds at the 41-yard line. So now it's second and long. Just keep slinging it. Pressure is effective from the defense. They knock him down just behind the midfield stripe at the 48. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On third and long, doesn't need to take the check down. And here comes the pressure, and there he goes down again.
And they've been waiting for something good to happen with respect to getting after the quarterback, right? They're outside of the top 100 in the country in sacks per game, but finally now you see they're generating this pass rush. 3 sacks on the game so far.
Clemson ready to dial up some ball plays. They've got it on offense. This has been exactly the way you draw things up, David. The offense has really been moving the football.
And it's been great execution. They've done exactly what they've wanted to do. Build the lead. Now Palmer's a different animal. Now you got to protect him.
You can tell they were paying attention in practice this week in the film room because they have gone out, everybody right now on the same page.
Oh, he's going to try to hit him over the top. Pulls it in on the right. Off to the races. Touchdown, Tiger. He broke away from the defense, and they couldn't catch it.
Well, this offense is top 10 in the country in points per game because they've got a lot of speed and they've got home run hitters. They score fast. They don't need 10 plays to go down the field. You saw it right there. They've recruited well. They've got playmakers. They are going to be a problem for defenses all year long.
And the coverage team able to make the tackle. BYU has it back. The Cougars ready to get into that playbook. That last drive won't go on the highlight reel after ending in a punt. They'd like to be more productive this time, David.
And I think this offense has to be a little bit more balanced. Find a little balance between the run, Jesse, and working in that pass.
And I think, too, David, it's just going to take a spark. It just takes one play to get this thing picked up and going.
They'll go to work in the air on second down. Receiver wasn't ready for the throw, incomplete.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments.
Intercepted, and the defense has set him up. He managed a few yards on that return, but the bigger play was the fact that they forced the turnover. Let's see if they can get something going here late in the half. Quarterback may change this route. Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. And he'll take it to the house. He got loose. Touchdown, Clemson.
This is an offense that wants to take shots in the pass game. That time they went play action, and they were throwing the go route. That's one-on-one. Who's faster? The receiver gets in behind the defender. He is able to make the catch and take it in for the score.
Coming out with it, it's Moffitt. And the returner is stopped. The BYU offense headed back out to go on the attack. Last drive ended with an interception, and they can't afford to have that happen again. Wants to go up top on first down. Throws for the tight end. Got his man. Now they've got even more breathing room out to the 31 and a fresh set of downs. First down for this offense. Looking downfield on first down. Had to throw it before he wanted. Just had to get rid of that one. Good job to fight another play. Backed up now. Here's second and long. From the gun, they'll try the middle. Finding a way to put that foot in the ground and get it up to the 37-yard line. The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. The Cougars are at the line looking to convert on third and short. In the gun and looking to throw on third down. Quickly out to the tight end. He's going to come up a couple of yards short of the first down. Looks as if BYU will have to punt it away. Whistle blows, we are at the 2-minute timeout, and man, oh man, could these guys use a score to cut into this lead. They bring the punter onto the field now. Now, don't forget, and I'm sure he hasn't, he had one blocked earlier. Fields the punt and tries to find an opening. Was looking for more running room, but found nothing but more tacklers. He's down at the 24. Clemson has their paws on it, and they'll send out the offense. This has been an impressive first half, and Jesse, they love nothing better than to tack another one on before the break.
And why would they want to stop at this point?
Turning it on. Ball spins away. And they finally get him stopped, but it's a big throw and catch, and he's down at the 5.
Well, this defense is being challenged, and this secondary in particular. And I know a DB made the tackle there, but we're only in the second quarter, and already this quarterback has over 200 yards passing.
Let's it fly. Touchdown, Tiger. Grab the short pass to put the 6 on the board.
Big-time players make big plays in big games, man. And it seems like each and every week when this guy has an opportunity in the end zone, he's coming up with the big one. That time, great job focusing and concentration. Defense not able to cover him. That's his now 10th receiving touchdown on the year.
Gathering up a head of steam out of the end zone. And the returner could find no daylight. He goes down. First play of this drive comes from the 14-yard line. Looking to throw on first down. And he is snowed under. Sacked at the 7. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. This pass rush has just been relentless, and you can bet your bottom dollar they're about to bring the heat again. They go to the wide receiver screen. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there, still a bit short of the first down. They're about to wear this punter out. He's already been out 4 times, staring at a 5th if they can't move the chains. On third down, he drops to throw. He's got it down the left side. And he'll go down after a huge gain and picking up the first down. The offense calls timeout. It's the second one they've used this half. Wants to throw on first down. Under fire. The offense will stop the clock and use one of its timeouts. This offensive line has just been unable to keep them away from the quarterback. Now it's second and long. Throws to the wideout. Intercepted. A first-half turnover can swing momentum.
This is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job at this decision-making.
So let's see how they play it in this final 30 seconds of the first half. Wasting no time throwing on this drive. Gonna take a shot. And he makes the catch inside the 10. He's brought down, but he's got him inside the 10. First and goal from the 8.
I love offensive coordinators that take shots in sudden change situations. You just got the takeaway. You're not wasting any time. Defense is jogging on the field. They barely have time to line up. You take a shot deep down the field, and you hit it, adding it.
And he'll run it into the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers.
And with that score, this thing is getting ugly. This offense has had their way, and not only have they had their way, now they finished the half like you're supposed to, scoring the football, building on their lead. This defense is going to have to go into half and find some answers.
And he'll return it and try to get behind his blockers. And the returner will be brought down. Enough time to get off a play before we head to halftime. From the gun to give, looking for room. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. Running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. Going to run it. It's Hicks. That should be the final play of the first half. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Thanks, guys. A first half that saw a little bit of everything there in Death Valley. And this has just been a passing clinic, really, by both offenses. They've effectively stretched these defenses, forcing the secondaries to cover every blade of grass, and they've still racked up big plays. Man or zone, pick your poison, or lay some blame at the feet of those pass rushers who can't do anything against the maulers on that offensive line. Time to see how things play out the rest of the way as we send it back to our guys in Death Valley.
All right, Kevin, about ready to start the second half here. Clemson will kick this deep to get the second half underway. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. BYU has it back. The Cougars ready to get into that playbook. Nothing went right in that first half, and the first order of business here. Try not to be embarrassed any further.
But the comeback is possible. Remember 2006, Michigan State down 35 to Northwestern at halftime? They somehow came back and won the game. But it all starts on one play, and that has to happen here on this first drive for the offense.
Yeah, the first possession, because your possessions, you're only going to get so many possessions, and you got to score on every single one of them. Offense, defense, special teams have to play out of their mind, but they have to believe.
After the incompletion, it's 2nd and 10 from their own 25. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. And it'll be incomplete. This defense is physical and pass deep.
Hey, man, if you're going to force incompletions when the QB's thrown to the tight end, you better be physical. Nice job with the hit, forcing that incompletion.
4 punts already, and they've got to convert here to avoid a 5th. On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers.
And you thought maybe in the second half this offense could just find a rhythm, find something to take advantage of this defense, but the defense has really had their number, not putting up a lot of points, and again, an empty possession right there.
Let's see what he can do with it. That nifty return sets up the offense and negates some of the yardage on the punt. Clemson ready to dial up some ball plays. They've got it on offense. This offense has really been clicking in the game so far, Jesse.
No doubt. Everything their play caller is dialing up, these guys offensively have been able to go out and execute, David.
Yeah, and it's just maintaining the lead. Keep doing what you've been doing. You got a big lead. Let's just keep piling it on until they find an answer.
And finally, the defense is able to get some pressure on this quarterback. They had been trying all game long different ways to affect him. Weren't able to get there. But on that play, because of the pressure, it affected his accuracy, and that's why the ball falls incomplete.
Got it in the middle. It's DeMarco. Finally corralled, but not before. He picks up the first down.
Well, there are a lot of offenses out there that would probably be a little bit more conservative when you've got a lead like this in the third quarter. But when you've got the playmakers these guys have at the skill positions throwing the football, you should keep airing it out, and that's exactly what they're doing now.
Offense threatening, 1st and 10 from the 31. Use the play fake, now to throw. Fires to the wideout. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on 1st down.
Yeah, and you just wonder if the defense now has taken out some frustration. Obviously, they've been getting lit up all over the place, and that time they finally gave it back to the offense there. Really nice, big, clean hit. This defense needs a little bit more of that as the game goes on.
Makes the grab. At the 20, he's got space. They make the stop, but not before he sets them up with a 1st and goal from the 10.
Well, this defense is going to have to find a way to start mixing up their coverages. They're in a tough spot. They're down right now, so most people would think the opponent would be running the ball, but when you've had the success these guys have had throwing it, you're going to see more shot plays. You better change your looks up and try and get a takeaway to get back in this game.
This time he doesn't get loose, and finally the defense gets him bottled up behind the line. Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. Wants to go up top. He's got it on the run. Looking for the end zone. And he'll take it in and house it. Touchdown, Clemson.
And this receiver is on fire. He's got all the skills that you look for in a big-time target. And that's already his 2nd touchdown of the game.
And he knocked that one right down the middle. They're ready to kick it away, and this crowd is buzzing after that last score. From a couple of yards deep, he'll bring it out. I imagine he's going to get an earful on the sideline after bringing it out of the end zone and being knocked down at the 11. The BYU offense headed back out to go on the attack. They didn't get much done the last time they had it, and to punt it away from deep in their own territory, hoping this drive will be more productive. Quickly to the tight end. And he'll step across the sidelines after making a good gain on that one.
Nice route there by the tight end, making it real easy for his quarterback to find an easy completion.
And the Cougars in a good spot here with 2nd and short. Leaves it with the back. He'll be stopped just short of the 20 at the 19. Give him 1.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
And he's got it inside the 35. And he got away from the defense and takes it in. Touchdown, Cougar!
And what nice play design. You get your speedster, you put him in the slot, usually get a better matchup, and then what do? You fade him towards that sideline, run a go. Nice ball thrown way out wide. He just runs underneath it, and just too much speed. Couldn't catch him. Gets in the end zone for 6.
Lining up for the PAT. Right down the boulevard. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Guys, wanted to give you a quick update on a game happening in the Big Ten. Charlotte is in front. They've controlled the line of scrimmage to this point, but they still have some work to do to put this in the win column. They're up by 7 over Virginia Tech. It's an outcome that, if it holds, will have Big Ten fans buzzing all week. Guys?
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. Going right to work up top. He's taking the shot. And they can't make the connection, going for a big play on 1st down.
Well, on that last deep shot, it looked to me like the quarterback probably forced that ball into coverage. But can you really blame him, guys? I mean, these two have already hooked up for 2 touchdowns in the game. If I'm him, I'm thinking the same thing. Even when he's covered, he's open. He's shown the ability to climb the ladder and make contested catches. So I don't mind him taking another shot there.
Running through contact. And they get him down at the 43, but this is the kind of explosive play you want to build on.
Well, these two have been absolutely unstoppable in this game, and it just feels like every time this guy drops back to throw, he's throwing it to one guy and one guy only. The defense cannot stop him. He has been a matchup nightmare all game long.
That big play is just what they needed. Now they have it 1st and 10 just outside the 40. Gets it past the marker. He's loose. And he will finally go out of bounds after another big gain, and they are absolutely gashing them with this running game. Here comes Clemson with another 1st down. Trying to cap this drive with a pass. Looking for the score. Pass is broken up, incomplete as they were trying to strike for 6.
And I'm not surprised they're letting him throw the football down here near the end zone. Like, that dude's been really, really good. And you can trust him. They trust him in this offense. Great job by this defense.
Touchdown, Tiger. Snagged in the end zone to give them 6.
The great thing about spreading a defense out, I can see where the blitz is coming from. I can see where they're weak. I can see my matchups. Nice job by the offense. Spread them out, taking advantage of their matchup, and getting in for the score.
And he makes the extra point. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. Kickoff unit getting some extra work as this lead has really grown. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. From the gun, the ground game. Works ahead for a couple. They'll stop him at the 27.
That's a really good job by the defense, wrapping them up, getting them on the ground. Take away that run game. Make them one-dimensional, put them in passing situations. Really good job by the defense.
2nd down, he'll throw it. Bring in the heat. And the pass rush is effective, and they tackle him at the 19.
You can just see the excitement this defense has every play. They're almost wishing this quarterback drops back to throw because they know they're going to get home to him. That's the 6th time they've registered a sack.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On 3rd and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. And the defense gets loose, bringing the heat, and down he goes again.
And it's been a long day. I mean, there's not much to point out that this offense has done well. They're behind huge, and they got no shot if they can't somehow find a way to protect their quarterback.
BYU will bring the punt team on the field. And don't forget, he did have one blocked earlier. This guy is a daring punt return man. He's not going to settle for the fair catch. A solid return gets a little bit of ground for the offense. They're going to open this drive with a pass. It's complete to the right. Oh, he's got some space. They finally get to him. But what a play there to pick up the 1st down.
A lot of smiles right now on this offense. They've got a big lead, and they're just having fun out there. They're still throwing the football. These receivers are still getting open. Pass protection is still great. This quarterback's thinking to himself, man, I'm going to be padding my stats here in the 2nd half of this game because everything we're dialing up is working.
Throws toward the end zone. And it's caught. Touchdown, Clemson.
And how about the offense? They spread them out. Everybody spread wide. Easier to read a defense when you do that. They find the matchup they want, and they get rewarded with the score.
On to attempt the try. Oh, do you just hate to see it? Blew the extra point. Aggressive play calling on that drive. Just 2 plays, they get the long touchdown pass to pay it off. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. We'll see what they can do on this drive that starts at the 16-yard line. They'll start this drive going to the air. Got the quick pass. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first. From the shotgun, they'll run it. He's stuffed after picking up one to the 23.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
Fires to the big fella. Building momentum, picking up a chunk of yardage, moving the chains out to the 34. As they get set to snap it, just about to reach the end of the quarter. To the air on first down. Makes the grab. Defense makes the tackle, and that will probably be the final play of the third quarter. We've come to the end of the quarter, and Clemson has the lead. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. Will the beatdown continue, or is this a comeback for the ages in store? We'll see as we start the fourth. It'll be second down as we open the final stanza. Looking to fire. Quickly out on the screen to the wide receiver. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down mark. The Cougars come to the line on third and short, trying to keep the drive alive. On third and short, the run and looking for the first down. He didn't get it. Not only that, he lost yardage.
Yeah, and this offense has to find a way to run the football. They got to get more creative, or whatever that looks like for this offense, something to jumpstart them, because nothing really going on the ground.
Yeah, defensively, though, you got to give them credit, too, because they knew that physically they were going to try to be challenged up front. That was a big MO for this offense coming into it. But the defense, they've risen to the occasion. Their front seven has dominated this entire game.
Looking to throw on first down. Firing to the right, complete. And he's knocked down immediately, but not before he moves the chains. Here they come, first and 10 from the 48. Wants to go up top on first down. He rifles one deep to the left. Pulls it in down the sideline. Touchdown, Tiger! And once he found open space, the band might as well start playing. They put another score on the board as they try to push this winning streak to 3.
Pure domination all game long for this offense. Whether they've been running the football, whether they've been throwing the football, critical down and distances, situationally all up and down the field. This defense has had no answer for these guys. What an impressive performance by the O.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. Down the middle. This offense prides itself on going after you, and they did with that long touchdown pass to finish off a two-play drive. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. From inside the 10, here he comes. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. BYU has it back. The Cougars ready to get into that playbook. They hope to be able to cash in on this drive, David, after having to punt it last time.
Yeah, and I think this offense needs to start it with the first play. You need to be successful and productive on that first play, and it gets you in less predictable situations.
No doubt, too. And don't you just feel like there's a little bit more?
There he goes. He's at the 50. The 30. He's at the 20. Touchdown, BYU. He got a step and just dusted the field.
Well, it's good to finally see this offense have a little bit of success, because that has not been the case in this game. Nothing has gone their way. They keep shooting themselves in the foot. You know, guys, coaches are always trying to find things to build on, and this is at least something late in this game, scoring that touchdown that hopefully helps build their confidence the next time they take the field.
He'll try to tack on one more. And it's up and good. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
All right, guys, a little update on what else is happening in college football this weekend. James Madison needs to pick up the pace, but this puppy is far from over. And with this crowd there in Harrisonburg behind them, I'm kind of banking on a comeback. They're trailing by just 4 to East Carolina. Any big developments in this one, we've got you covered with the best studio team in the business. Gentlemen.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. Looking downfield on first down. Hauls it in. After 40, there he goes. And he'll be run out of bounds, and these guys are piling up some serious yardage totals. He's now over 200 yards from scrimmage, joining the likes of Clemson legends Sammy Watkins and Mike Williams.
And when you think of those guys, you think of big plays. I mean, guys that can hit home runs immediately, and that's what he's doing. And when your name's mentioned with that kind of elite company, you talk about sticking your chest out, you talk about being a dude. Those are NFL players, and you're getting compared to those guys. That's a good day at the office.
Might be changing the route. Off play action on first down. He lofts it high and deep down the left side. Touchdown, Tigers. A great catch and run for 6. With that last score, things comfortable here in the fourth as they are headed to a 7-1 record.
Points, points, and more points. This offense has had their way. They just keep their foot on the gas. Keep putting up points, keep putting up touchdowns, and you know what? This is one of those stats days. You look back and you're like, that guy had 12 touchdowns in the year. Well, 4 or 5 of them might have been in this game.
Kickoff unit is out there again, and this crowd is feeling themselves after that last drive. From inside the 15, here comes the return. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. Timeout called by the defense. It's their first of the half as they'll make some adjustments. DB's right up on the receivers. Looking for a crease. It's Moffitt. Finds his way ahead for 5, and now they've got it at the 28.
All right, great little run there. Listen, it wasn't phenomenal. He didn't get a first down, but what does it do? Now it makes second down easier. The play caller looking at his sheet going, all right, I can throw it, I can run it, still in a great position, way to stay ahead of the chains.
To the air on second down. Here's the pressure. And the pressure gets there. And down he goes at the 18.
This quarterback has been under duress all game long. He's one of the best in the country, and he's used to having his way. He's the one who's used to dictating to opposing defenses, but that has not been the case in this game. Here we are late. He's still under pressure, taking a sack there.
Now 3rd and long and trying to play catch-up in more ways than one after that earlier sack. Looking to throw, and he needs a bunch. He lobs one high down the left side. And they couldn't connect on the deep shot. Let's see if things get worse. There's a flag on the field. Which way is this going to go? They'll decline the penalty here and let the result of that play stand. Looks as if BYU will have to punt it away. Now, don't forget, and I'm sure he hasn't, he had one blocked earlier. And you make the stop, and that is exactly what you want out of your punt cover unit. Looking to throw on first down. Unloads to the wideout. Got his man on the right. They make the tackle at the 33, but he's ripped off 15 yards and picked up a first down. Wants to adjust the pattern. He uncorks a laser deep down the middle. And they're going to put another one into the end zone as they just keep piling points on the scoreboard.
And this always is the debate of where you fall. It's your job to stop me or I should get concerned, because this offense obviously has had themselves a day, and apparently their day's not over. They're going to continue to keep scoring, and the defense better do something about it.
Kickoff unit back to work, and they have been busy as they've built this sizable lead. On the run from inside his own 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. So they start this drive from inside their own 20 at the 19-yard line. Stonewalled again. No gain on the play. They keep trying to stick with the running game, but there's not much getting done. The defense calls the timeout. Their second of the day as they try to get their act together. Going to sling it on second down. It's picked off, and another empty drive. Bringing it back. Running inside the 20. Finally brought down, but what a play, not only to get the football, but to flip the field position with the return. And the sudden change situation even more difficult for this defense facing a first and goal. Caught in the backfield, it's Isaac. And we have breaking news. They score yet another touchdown.
And it hasn't mattered what they've called guys offensively all game long or who's been on the field, what personnel groupings there have been. They're simply executing at a higher level than this defense, and they're keeping their foot on the pedal here in the fourth quarter.
And they tacked on the extra point. The end zone. I imagine he's going to get an earful on the sideline after bringing it out of the end zone and being knocked down at the 11. The BYU offense headed back out to go on the attack. This thing got out of hand on them, but they'll try to finish with some pride here.
And this one was a beatdown, and there's nothing you can do about it because this one's over. Jesse, now we got to start progressing for next week for the rest of this season so we don't let one bad game turn into two.
Yeah, there are very few teams out there that won't watch game film, but they may want to skip this one. I mean, because it may hurt their confidence. They just need to turn the page and get ready for the next opponent. Forget this day ever happened.
Now they've got even more breathing room out to the 31 and a fresh set of downs. Really want to try to pick up at least half of the yardage needed on 1st and 10. Grabbed over the middle. It's Gee. And the big fella couldn't elude the cornerback who makes a sure tackle.
And this offense is going to have to find more explosive plays. And it can't just rely on the dink and dunk. It's going to have to find itself and score more points. Listen, they got beat up today. But moving on in the future, they've got some good pieces. They got to find a way to fit them together, create some explosive plays on this offense, because today they've been lacking.
BYU coming to the line with 1st and 10. Wants to throw on 1st down. He wants a big play here late. And they dialed up a shot play, but they couldn't hook up.
Well, at this point, you're still trying to throw stuff up against the blackboard and see if it sticks. You're down by a lot of points, so why not try it, right? And give the offense credit. You know, you're not just going to run the football. You're not just going to take a knee and go into the locker room with your tail between your legs. I like the fighting spirit, just not enough of that today.
Right on target this time. He stopped at the 45 after picking up 10 yards and the 1st down. And here comes play number 6 of the drive. The RPO, it's complete. Found a little bit of room to operate, but he'll be stopped just short of the 1st down. The Cougars can play this 2nd down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. This has been happening all night. They stubbornly keep giving him the ball, and the defense is all over it. They'll throw on 3rd and short. Pressure coming. He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete, and 4th down's coming.
And this is always the time in the game where coaches are absolutely watching. Like, which one of my guys mail it in and quit? And if you're the quarterback, man, you've been sacked a few times. You've turned the football over.
Makes the grab, got the conversion, and still going. Well, they just drained all the suspense out of the fourth down conversion, moving the chains easily. It's a lost cause, but they keep fighting. He wants it all. Intercepted to stop the threat. The defense making a play to put an exclamation point on this one, and that ought to do it. One more play to pad the stats. To the air on first down. Pocket breaking down. And as the ball falls incomplete, the clock strikes 0. Well, look what we have here, guys. After all the early season doubts, these guys have put together a winning streak.
They sure have. And man, they're just believing in themselves right now. This is a completely different looking team than what we saw early in the year. They're playing with so much more confidence. And David, when you start making plays, you start stringing W's together, that's obviously what happens.
Everybody gets energized. Everybody starts to contribute. Young guys start to grow up. Coaches start to believe in them. Everything starts to turn around and swing the other way. They got it all going in the right direction.
Thanks so much for spending some time with us. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.